anymore because I'm too old, and I'm too tired, and I'm too sad with the weight of years. No.
Ross, is this
Yeah.
It's all about getting her in bed the first night, or?
Not necessarily. No.
So you would do this in 2-3 meetings?
Good question. My general philosophy is do as much as you can on that first meeting. So then you will get the second meeting, and she's primed in the second meeting to do what you want.
Right.
Many people say, how can I get more phone numbers? Why would you want to? That may not be the best thing. I'm not aiming at phone numbers. I'm aiming at getting these kind of responses. So stop wondering, when do I get her number? And instead go, okay, how can I get these responses? Because when you get these responses, they say, how can we hang out again? What can we do? They'll close you, usually. Your question is, what if they ask, do you study psychology?
Yeah, there's something wrong.
How often does that happen?
50%.
50% of the time they ask you, so if that's happening, you're presenting it too seriously. You're presenting it as an academic discussion or an analysis rather than a fun thing that requires her participation. Are we clear?
It's true.
Are we clear? Claro?
The other one I get is sometimes it's too deep.
You're just too deep? That's a clue. I can tell you exactly what's going wrong there. I'm not being funny. If you're getting things like you're too deep, then you're attempting to deal with conceptual patterns with someone who needs it directly related to her experience. One of the other things I'm tugging and pulling for to see is she highly conceptual? Can I talk about general ideas? Like, what's the difference between what you think you want and what would come along and really totally blow you away because it's so different? If she's a conceptual thinker, she can apply that to her own experience. If she's not, if she's more sensory oriented, then what has to happen is you need to bring it to that level. So if you're getting things like, oh, you're really deep, essentially that's her mind saying, I don't respond to conceptual approaches, bring it back down to earth with me. So with someone like that, you re-engage by coming in with a game, a quiz, right? A demonstration. You understand? Does that make sense?
Yep.
I've learned that distinction, and it's okay with me. That's fine. You get a sense early on. You'll start to develop really good intuition within the first 2 or 3 minutes. You'll be able to tell. You'll be able to tell. But that's what's going on there. What's going on with you is you're doing it too seriously. You need to come more from the fun, playful vibe. And you're not engaging her enough. You're probably doing too much talking.
Yep.
These are certain troubleshooting things that you can look for. And I should also say, when you do this, women will tend to respond according to the energy that you present. If you present nervousness, like, oh, I'm doing something slightly naughty, like I'm going to pick her pocket now or steal her watch, you really got to get it out of that mind frame. You're not doing that. You're presenting things that feel good to her and please her. You're giving a gift. The trick is to believe that you're giving a gift, even if you're giving it at first awkwardly or without any kind of sense of style. You're still giving a gift. James.
I was going to say, one of the big issues I have to get out of my way with doing this kind of shit was, like, I didn't deserve the reaction. One thing that guys have is a big deservedness problem.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah, you may think you don't deserve it. That's a whole other issue.
That's why
All right, you got this?
Yeah.
So it may be the case if she's now look, some guys say, well, how do you decide whether you try to get her home with you that night or you have to go for a second meeting, right? I can't give you an exact formula, but I can give you some guidelines. Here's some guidelines, some parameters. First parameter is, what do I want? Do I feel sufficiently comfortable? Is she doing anything in the interaction to make me feel more comfortable and more welcome? I bet you never thought of that, did you? Is she in any way like that girl in my dream who's doing something to make me feel more welcome? Anything. It's key. How strongly is she responding? Is she showing readiness? Is she ready to? Do I have the time? Am I exhausted? Do I have to get up in the morning? These are different things you have to weigh. It may be that in my mind, there's 10 numbers in that combination. I've got 7 out of the 10. But I just don't have the time or the circumstances, or I just don't feel like getting the other 3. If I'm 70% of the way there, or at least 50% of the way there, I'm going to go, you know what? we need to hang out again. What steps can we take to make sure we hang out again? I don't say, can I have your number? I'd like to ask you out. It's very simple. It's one thing. I say, you know, we need to hang out again, or why don't we hang out again? What steps can we take? That's it. That's my one close right there. I don't have 50 of them, I have one. You know, I got to get going. We need to hang out again. What steps can we take to hang out again? And then if she gives you the number, she's doing it as part of her investment in the process of hanging out again. She's not giving it to you because you asked her. Does you see that distinction? If I say, you know what, I'd like to get your number, all of a sudden all that autopilot social stuff could come slamming down. Wait a minute, I only give my number to guys I'm going to date. I only date guys who look like that guy over there. So even though I felt wonderful with you, you can't have my number. You get it? I don't ask for phone numbers because that triggers the wrong kind of autopilot. She'll pop right back to her social approval level of the mind, and all that beautiful work I did went right down the tampon drain.
And that thing will not hit her when you call her or make an appointment?
Just don't go there. So I'm going to say, you know, I need to get going, but we got to hang out again. What steps can we take to make sure we do that? Now she'll say, well, why don't you come home with me now? Or she'll say, you know, well, let's go somewhere now. Or she'll say, well, why don't we hang out tomorrow? Or she'll go, well, I have this thing called a phone. Or she'll say, let's exchange numbers. If she doesn't have an answer, you go, I'll tell you what, let's just exchange information. I'll give you a call tomorrow, right? Then you call her tomorrow. By the way, when you get the number, always write it down in at least 2 places. Put it in your cell phone, write it somewhere, so you don't be like that guy in the dumpster diving story, right? I always call her the next day. Don't wait, it's bullshit. You don't know what's going to happen in the life of a really hot woman. You don't know how much stimulation is thrown her way. That iron is hot, you strike it. Yes, sir.
There's software it's called Road Sync.
What? I can't hear you.
There's software, it's called Road Sync.
Road sync?
Yeah, and you don't have to do anything. It automatically exchanges the numbers with your Outlook.
Okay.
Put the number in your phone, and 15 minutes later,
It's emailed.
it's in your Outlook.
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
And even when you lose your phone, it's still in.
That's nice. I like that. Okay. Sure. All right. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So that's my call. I don't do anything other than that because then it gets too complex. This is like John Wooden drilling the Bruins, making them take 10,000 practice shots from the same place till they're experts at it. That's it. Yes.
Question.
Yeah.
The next day, what happens if I have a lot of problems with jealousy, you know?
What does that mean?
Ladies that I date. In other words, if I'm dating one, then I start dating another.
Are you bragging or complaining?
I'm complaining. I don't know how to work it. I just think it's the truth.
That's not part of this discussion, though.
Okay. Well, I thought you were done with the...
No, I'm not done. So now you're in the position where you're going to call her, right? Or when you call her, one of 2 things will happen. You're either going to get her on the phone or you won't. Go. If you get her on the phone, they're always eager to talk to me. If they're not eager to talk to me or suddenly cold, that's it. Game over. I don't play it. But if I get the message machine, then I'm really going to have fun. Then I'm really going to have fun. Huh? I do something like this. I'll go, hey, hey, Debbie, I don't know where you'll be when you get this message or when you get it or what you'll be doing when you get it, but I do know you'll probably be pleasantly surprised to hear my voice. So why don't you give me a call and we'll talk about what we could enjoy. Or give me a call and we can talk about hanging out, seeing how much we could enjoy each other. Why don't you give me a call and we can talk about hanging out, see how much we could enjoy each other, right? Yes? I'll say something like, hey, Debbie, it's Ross. You know, thanks. Did you enjoy it? What was that? What was that? I didn't hear you. Absolutely what? Over the moon? All right. Hey, Debbie, it's Ross. You're not going to say it's Ross, okay? I don't know where you'll be when you get this message or what you'll be doing when you get it. I don't know where you'll be when you get this message. What are you doing when you get it? Or when you'll get this message. What am I doing? I'm pacing it, right? Can she deny any of that? I don't know.
I don't know where you'll be when you get this message or what you'll be doing.
When you get it, or when you'll get it. But I do know you can remember how much fun we had meeting each other last night, and we can look forward to talking and seeing what we could enjoy. That's another way to put it. But I do know you can remember how much fun we had hanging out the other night. And I'm going to call it, after I finish this, we're going to take a short break. I do know you can remember how much fun we had hanging out last night. And we can look forward to talking and hanging out again. And we can look forward to talking and hanging out again. You got that? The basic structure of it is I'm pacing the reality that I don't know where, when, or right? And I'm saying, but I do know that you can remember, there's a command. Remember how much fun, hear the command? And we can look forward to hanging out again. We can look forward to talking and hanging out again, seeing how much we can enjoy. You understand? Yeah, it is. Now, no matter what I do in the next 15, 20 minutes, someone's going to be unhappy with me because I can't give everyone everything. But let's get back to this. The phone message. So I leave that phone message. Almost always I'll get a call back right away. Do we get the gist of the phone message? It doesn't have to be exact. Now look here. Here's a key point. Guys, when she calls you, the purpose of that phone conversation is to like have a little fun and then get her to agree to meet you. I used to make the mistake of talking for hours on the phone because I like talking to girls. And it's a bad idea. You don't want to spend a lot of time on the phone yakking away, becoming her phone buddy. The purpose of that call, be pleasant, have some fun, remind her of some of the fun you had, and make a meeting, right? Do not fall into my trap. I love talking to girls, and I get lazy, so we talk on the phone. And if you do that, they want to keep you your phone fantasy, so be careful there, all right? Now let's say she doesn't call you back. That's when the fun begins. Let the games begin. Because that's when my patented answering machine destroyers, I have these cool names, the answering machine destroyer, the boyfriend ignorer. I'll do one of my answering machine destroyers. I'll say something like, hey, it's Ross calling. Don't write. I don't want to see writing. I want you to get the understanding. Come on, guys. We've been together 3 days and you're still not getting it. I'll say something, hey, it's Ross. I just thought I'd give it a last shot at talking. You didn't strike me as someone who'd drop an opportunity without at least checking it out. You struck me as someone who would see an opportunity and take it. So if you can find your own reasons to call me, I'm at boom. That almost always gets a call back within an hour, if not within 3 minutes. Now let's parse it out before I give it to you word for word. Hey, so-and-so, it's Ross. I thought I'd give it a last shot at getting a chance to talk. What's the implication? What am I saying? This is it. I'm busy. You didn't strike me as someone who would drop an opportunity. You struck me as someone who would see an opportunity and take it. Now, am I saying what kind of opportunity? To do what kind of thing? No, it's vague. And I'm also issuing a challenge. I'm saying, you struck me as someone who's adventurous and fun. Are you that kind of person? So listen, if you can find your own reasons to call me. Now, is that a command or is that a command? Am I telling her what the reasons are? The only way she can make sense of it is find her own reasons to call me. It's remarkable how that works. Find your own reasons to call me. It's right. And by the way, if she can't find, look at here. Here's the real cool thing. If she can't find her own reasons, she won't call you and she shouldn't call you. Did you get that?
Yeah.
if she can't find her own reasons, she won't call you, and she shouldn't call you, because why would you want to be with someone who, after all that beautiful stuff, can't find a reason to call you? Can't get it through her mind to call you. Something is wrong with that equation, and you don't want to go there and deal with it. Trust me. And you don't want to bother even trying to figure it out. I used to bother. Don't. That's a samskara. The fixed pattern thinking that says you have to figure out everything that doesn't work, forget that. Go offer your gift elsewhere. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So she gets 2 calls.
This is the second one, right?
This is the second one, if she doesn't return the first one.
You get that written down?
Yeah, I thought I'd give it a last shot at getting a chance to talk. Talk about what? Talk in what way? It's vague, right?
Well, I'll give you the last shot.
I thought I'd give it a last shot, or I thought I'd give it a last shot at getting a chance to talk.
Yeah.
You got that? You didn't strike me as someone who'd drop an opportunity.
You didn't?
Strike me as someone who would drop an opportunity. Now, guys, this works if it's delivered matter of fact. If you deliver it and you're angry and you show somehow you feel hurt that she didn't call you back, it won't work. I've had students repeat things I've said word for word and it didn't work. And I said, well, tell me how you said it. I'm going, oh, no wonder it didn't work.
Strike me as someone that...
You didn't strike me as the kind of person who would drop, you didn't strike me as someone who would drop an opportunity. You struck me as someone who would see an opportunity and take it. Now, opportunity is also a very positively loaded word. There's a little trick here. I am playing a little bit of a crafty trick, for which I will own up. Look here. Opportunity is a really positive word. When you hear opportunity, opportunity implies that it's not an obligation, it's a gift, it's something you want. Would we not agree that opportunity? When someone tries to do is sell you, they go, well, the cost of this opportunity, and you go, fuck you, I know you're trying to sell me, right? They never call it a sale, they call it an opportunity, right? But given that you've had this good interaction with her before, it will then be interpreted as being positive, right? So you didn't strike me as someone who would drop an opportunity. You struck me as someone who would see an opportunity and take it. Yes?
Yeah.
Do I even say what that means? What does that mean? What does it mean? What kind of opportunity? Hold it. What does it mean? Take it in what way? How does that, what does it mean? It's all completely vague. It's up to her to interpret. But in the context of her having a really great time with you, she'll interpret it in the right way. Now listen, in my mind, the reason I'm leaving this message, I'm just telling you, is it could be that something's going on in her environment, that she really does want to call me back. The only reason I'm leaving this message is I'm assuming she really wants to talk to me, but something's happened in her environment to derail her attention. And by giving this call, it reminds her. You understand? This is basically a clever reminder. It's not a punishment. It's not an intrusion or an infringement. It's really important that you guys get that line and stay on the right side of that line.
Timescale-wise, how long would you leave that after the first call?
3 to 4 days. I usually give people 3 to 4 days to call me back. Because you really don't know what's going on in her. But she could have any number of million things. Maybe her cat got lost. But see, the advantage of this is she doesn't have to tell you. You don't get excuses. She either calls you or she doesn't. Right? It could be any number of things distracting her attention. Nothing to do with you or her. That happens. So this is giving her a window of opportunity to step back through into the connection that you shared. Without it being blaming or mean. I'm not going, hey, you fucking dumb cunt. Who the fuck do you think you are not returning my call, bitch? I'm not going there. I'm simply saying, hey, you didn't strike, blah, blah, blah. And then notice the kicker. If you can find your own reasons to call me, that's a command. Find your own reasons to call me. Now, there's something else going on there. Not only is it vague, But I'm also saying it's your responsibility. I'm actively saying that if you want to engage with me, you have to take an active role. I'm not saying, I didn't say do it to please me, right? I'm saying find your own reasons. It's a challenge, but it's a true challenge. Look here. The best challenges are true challenges. I want a woman who finds her own reason to do things. Not because I'm coercing her or scolding her or making her feel bad. I want her to find her own reasons. It's a challenge, and it's a true challenge because it really is what I want. The most clever, slick language works really well when there's truth behind it. If you can take being utterly truthful and project it through clever language, the power is still in the truth, but the clever language acts as a really nice massage to let the truth go in an even more sexy way. Do you understand what I'm saying? It helps her receive that truth in a way that is more receptive, more sexy. It's still truth, it's just coming through that filter of clever language. Do you understand? I mean it. When I say find your own reasons, I want her to do it because she wants to. This is not designed to make her do something she doesn't want to do. It's to remind her, hey, get back on track. And to let her know that I am very busy. I'm not going to chase her down. Some girls want to feel chased down. I don't do it. So even then I'm screening. She won't call me back if she doesn't really want to. That's fine with me. Or if she's out of control in her life and it's so chaotic, because I don't want to deal with something like that. Or she wants me to chase her. So isn't that great? If she doesn't call me back, look at the time I've saved. If she doesn't call me back, it's because of one or more of those three reasons where I wouldn't want to deal with her anyway. She doesn't call me back because she wants me to chase her? No, I don't want to chase her, so good, thank you. She doesn't call me back because her life is so chaotic she can't control it. Great, I don't want to be around that. Or she can't find her own motivation to do it. Great, I don't want her. You get it? So the best patterns are coming from truth, and they're screening and setting standards. And the languaging is just a way to make what you're sending more acceptable, more fun, more, do you understand? Sometimes your truth comes through so powerfully, you need a filter around it. You need to buffer it, some lubrication, because it's a really big truth going in.
So if you can find your own reasons to call me?
Yeah. If you can find your own reasons to call me, my number is. Do you need me to fill in your number, or you got that?
I think I got it.
Now, I want to do one more thing, and then I'm going to stop, because I've been going. We want to get back to this little meditation thing I did,
Yes.
right? And how to do that,
Yes.
right? So, yes.
I had this question before, how to redirect her smoothly if it brings them from some topics.
You are really worried about things not working.
No, I'm not worried.
How to redirect her if she gets on topics that are completely, what?
Not helpful.
If that never happens.
Like CV topics.
Sir, he wants to know what to do. Okay, I'll take the question. He wants to know, what do you do if she starts in on questions that are not useful, topics that are boring, topics that go on a chart or a graph? I swear to you, in all the years I've been doing this, I've never once had it happen. Not even once. If that's happening to you, it's because you're presenting things in a way that's either not fun or playful enough, or you're too highly conceptual. You need to go back using those different categories I gave you and look at the different levels. Because if that's happening, something is incorrect in your presentation and the way you're presenting it, or you're picking people who just don't get it and you need to move on more quickly. I've never, ever had that happen, ever.